All right, what is going on, y'all? Today is Monday, September 17th, and there's a lot going on in the world. As you may know, if you've watched any news, I always like to start with a dab, so let's get that out of the way. We have peaches and dream. I know it looks black, but it's not. It's just because it's a dark blue, cobalt blue glass. All right. Now for the bread and butter. Now, I know some of you are probably paying attention to what's going on in the wrong area. You know, maybe you're interested. You know, maybe you're interested in the Machine Gun Kelly Eminem beef that's going on. Maybe you're interested in somebody calling Prince Harry, comparing him to a hamster or some stupid shit like that. Maybe you're paying attention to the fact that what was it? Blake Shelton wants to work with Cardi B. Ooh, shit that doesn't matter. Shit that doesn't impact your life and my life. But what's really going on, what you really need to pay attention to, is a lot of numerous things. For one, we have the midterm elections that are coming up, and you really need to get out and vote because when Obama won, there was record turnouts both times he won his presidency. Everybody that went out and voted then needs to go out and vote now. You got 2 seats that were taken by Republicans that are no longer Republicans. They're up for grabs. That's important because they determine and are on the judge panel, so to speak, of people that determine what federal laws are. So we need to pay attention to that. Then there's also Judge Kavanaugh. Recently, well, not recently, it was first brought up as far back as 2012, but he's been accused of forcing himself upon a woman who is actually, if I'm not mistaken, she's an instructor at a college. So it's not like she's a nobody, you know. She's somebody who has her own life and isn't trying to just get paid. She makes plenty of money, you know. She didn't even want to be named in the first place. Mainly because of the kind of backlash that all the women have gotten that have come forward as part of this whole Me Too movement, saying, hey, this happened to me too. Well, it looks pretty bad on you when you have one woman that comes forth and says, you know, this happened, 30 so years ago. It looks bad when you have a list of 65 women that you didn't force yourself upon. It's just crazy what's going on. The man wouldn't even answer. I watched the entire first and second day. I don't recall him answering not one question with an actual answer. It was evade. It was, I don't want to comment on that for da 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 reason. Um, he was just being completely evasive. And now, something else that happened that I didn't even find out about until today. And I pay attention to what's going on in the world. Is the National Solar Observatory in Sunspot, New Mexico, was closed a week ago. Now, it wouldn't be such a big deal, except for the fact that the FBI came in and closed the whole town down. Not just the observatory, the entire town. They even closed the post office in Sunspot, New Mexico. The post office in Sunspot, New Mexico is not in operation right now and has not been for the last week. So it's something you need to at least say, huh? You know, maybe scratch your head on that for a second. Now, some people think that it has something to do with something that was seen on the NASA feed that was observed at the National Solar Observatory in Sunspot, New Mexico. Now, in this video, you can look it up. You can also go to sdo.gsfc.nasa.gov, and you can pull up feeds of the sun. And what's interesting is there was recently 2 ellipses, not eclipses. They didn't completely cover the sun, but ellipses. Now, we've all seen, well, anybody that's looked at the sun on the feed has seen at some point or another the moon go across. And we're familiar with that. However, there were 2 ellipses in a very short amount of time that went in 2 different directions and had 2 different orbital paths. Now, this is something that has never been seen. The first comes from the left side of the screen and goes like this. And then moments later, in the video which is sped up, you see another one go this way. So you have one coming this way and one going this way. That's 2 completely different orbital paths, which means it has to be 2 completely different objects. Now, the question is, what is it? Because it passed between us and the sun. Now, granted, that's millions of miles. That's still pretty close when you think about the entire universe in proximity to us. So, I just kind of wanted to bring this to y'all's attention, should you not be paying attention to what's actually going on in the world. We've got the fate of our own country during this election that, in essence, will be set in stone for the next 8 to 20 years. So we need to pay attention and get out and vote this election. It's not a presidential election, it's a midterm election, but it's just as important, if not more important. So please, do your part, get out and vote. Secondly, pay attention to what's really going on. Dig deeper than what you see being thrown at you in the mainstream media, because they're 99% of the time not going to tell you about any of this. I still can't believe I didn't learn until today about the National Solar Observatory, again in Sunspot, New Mexico. So keep your eyes open, keep your ears open, and keep your mouth closed, because you got 2 eyes and 2 ears and 1 mouth. That means you can see and listen twice as much as you can talk. Keep your head up, keep your mind right, and remember, stay stoned. Peace, y'all.